Well, my search for pureness in wine has brought me to Amphora, quite simply, because it just made more logical sense to use Amphora than wood barrels. A wood barrel gives taste, and so the idea, even before knowing and tasting any wines from Amphora, just made more sense. Like baked clay at 800, 900, or 1,000 degrees, and then putting wine in there. Obviously, you don't have any exchange in taste, and so for me, the idea was to have a neutral container and where my wine would sit in, to be able to express the purity of the soil where it comes from. So I did not really do an in-depth research, scientific research, because for me that concept just made perfect sense. Obviously, after that, things evolved because you start working, and then you have the practicalities of the tools you work with. And there I saw that the amphoras, which were unlined, had some problem. Some of them were leaking, and so there was too much, let's say, exchange, and they didn't contain perfectly the liquid. And so I took them out. I had a second batch that came in, which was not good, too much open nit, which means that the baking technique or the quality of the clay was not sufficient to maintain the wine in there, and so I had more evolved wines, and so at a given moment I lined them, and so I'm using now, let's say, a bit the ancient vessel, reinterpreted, and I would align with epoxy, so that it doesn't have any oxygen exchange, except for the lid, which has changed also in the beginning from glass, because I didn't really know what was going on fermenting with the skins in there, and so the safety glass lid, I saw everything what was going on in those amphoras. And now I use a very thick, it's 5-6 centimeter thick lava stone to cover the amphora, and because let's say I know more or less what's going on, it gives a better closure because of the weight. And so that has taken, let's say, that's a process that has taken 7 years to do, to understand how is the best way for my winemaking technique without products added, which means without any sulfur added, for my wines to evolve. Summer nearly suffocated and strangled, and so you don't have that